Yo everyone, I was reading the comment section where someone was talking about why some people didn't buy Gamecube at the time that it came out. He said that it was because of the kiddie stamp that Nintendo had now attracted, which started with the Nintendo 64 and expanded with the look of the Gamecube being a tiny purple box with a handle. He says a lot of the crowd in his school were after that PS2 and Xbox, and he felt alone with his Gamecube. I remember a time back in 2001 when the Xbox and the GameCube were set to release that same November. I was checking out all the games and the videos and such. At the time, the graphics looked great, and not all of the games I were into, but I saw a tech demo and there was one of my favorite Nintendo games, Zelda. What I saw had shocked me. I had always had a thought of what if a Zelda game could look like that with the lighting and shadows, what a dark and realistic Zelda would look like. I'm a huge fan of A Link to the Past, and a big reason for that is the Dark World. Once I saw that look of that new Zelda, I was on board. I was telling other gamers that I knew, but they were telling me that the console would be kiddie. I tried showing them games like Eternal Darkness and another game I could find. And I kind of forgot what happened with the Nintendo 64 situation. But I was still set to get a GameCube and had pre-ordered. Now looking at the system, I started to get second thoughts. It wasn't until they showed me what was known as Zelda, the look of the new Zelda, that I got really disappointed. It was the total opposite of what was shown in the demo. It was a cartoon in my mind. Now, I get that it was just a tech demo. That thought came later though, because I had high hopes like many others, and it looked too good to me. Well, I was really skeptical now, and I didn't really want to pre-order another Nintendo 64 in a sense. So, 3 days before the Xbox release, I took my GameCube pre-order and I put it on the Xbox instead. The Xbox pre-orders was sold out in my area surprisingly, and I had to get it somewhere else. But I was up early that morning to be the first in line and to get the first pre-ordered console for me on day one. I can't say that the first slew of games were great besides Dead or Alive 3, Project Gotham, and, well, Halo. But, I wasn't easily impressed with the PS2 at the time, and the PS2 was known for its great games. It was extremely popular, and it held the position Nintendo used to have. I just needed more. See, Nintendo's main goal is to be as family friendly as possible. They want parents and others to be able to buy their console and not really have to worry. I remember when I had the Nintendo 64, and although it had some great games like Perfect Dark, Mario Kart 64, Killer Instinct Gold, wasn't too much to choose from in the way of fighting games, Conker's Bad Fur Day, and GoldenEye. Now, even with that, I was disappointed overall. This was the transition and growth period of 3D polygonal games. But a lot of games just looked terrible in that era. I used to buy a lot of games for the Nintendo 64, but I remember returning most of them because they were for very young kids or had characters with bobblehead bodies. Now, the game covers wouldn't always show what the actual game looked like. Hey, I wish I found that Jet Force Gemini game made by Rare at the time because I couldn't find much to play, and I did trust that Rare stamp on a cartridge. Rare was always golden. And it doesn't matter that with the Switch, it's showing the adults playing the console on the commercials. Make no mistake about it, the system will be mainly for a very young audience. Now it's made for people of all ages, but it also means in Nintendo terms, the main target will always be young kids and a few seniors. It would also be the casual market that will decide its success or failure. Think of the game 1-2 Switch. Now, people can't get angry when that statement is made because Nintendo has shown over the years themselves. It will mean that I won't always get to play the games I want, and I will have to depend on another system just to take care of that. Now, some people may not agree with this, but at least they aren't a console trying to be a PC like the other two underpowered systems in comparison to an actual PC. These other consoles haven't even mastered 1080p to the fullest yet, and are already trying to force 4K, even if it means faking it most of the time. Nintendo's staying in the pure console lane. However, rolling with less power may be partially why Nintendo's consoles have a big performance gap, making it difficult to port current games or just games in general over to their systems. We just have to realize that Nintendo isn't ever going to return to a traditional platform. It's not good for me and it's not good for some of you, although these third parties claim to be jumping on board. We've all seen this before. Unless they're going to make unique Nintendo Switch experiences, which is good if the games turn out really good and take advantage of the system, then you won't get most of the third-party games that you will see on other systems. It just won't be possible with the setup and format of this new system. This time, if they don't have enough companies making games for the system and they have to rely on first-party support being stretched thin, it may start out with a bang, but it's not going to last long term. It's going to require some undeniable games, especially from third parties the most, to keep that train moving. It's interesting. I like to see it stand out from the rest, and I like to see something that goes in its own lane, but I just don't know if we're in the time for that. I don't want to have to always switch different controllers and configurations for certain games I want to play, but I know that's going to be a big part of the Switch. Also, casual buyers can't keep you rolling forever if the system turns out like a fad. It's going to be that core audience, and that audience has been shrinking since the Gamecube. Just look at sales of Wii U games. They're pretty thin. Some people don't have the money to have their one console be a system which lacks games, and even if it has the 5 strongest games on any console. I still have love for Nintendo, but I realize this isn't the SNES days for us anymore. PlayStation took that spot, but I still want to play Nintendo's games. I gotta play that new Zelda, even more than that Mario title, and it's been a long time since I played some cool Nintendo games. Well, what do you all say? Do you agree with some of my points? Do you disagree, and why? I'd like to see what you all have to say about it. As a former Nintendo fan, I feel like I've been on the outside just watching Nintendo go through its phases. Some of you probably feel different. Let me know down in the comments. This is PDElite Gaming. Make sure to leave a like and also subscribe, as it helps us out in a big way. We will be doing giveaways in the near future for you all. Thanks for your support, and you all continue to stay cool and get your game on. And I'll holla.
We have lost objective Edward.
Objective lost! Rush the blood!
We have lost objective Charlie.
mutant.
Only one of us survived this! And